I wanted to do a little bit of a different video for you today and show you some Traveler's Notebook inserts that I made just this past weekend that are helping me to stay kind of within my own planner piece. So if you're interested in seeing how you can really easily make your own inserts for Traveler's Notebooks, for creative journaling, for art journaling, then stick around for the video and I will try and show you as best as I can how you can do that. So let's go ahead and watch the video. So these are the two Traveler's Notebooks that I'm using currently. They are both by an Etsy shop by the name of Milk Shop. Lena is the name of the artisan. And I mean, I've talked a lot about Lena in many of my other videos, so I'm not going to go into that so much. But I really like these. I think that Traveler's Notebook style kind of planning is really exciting. And so you know, that's why I do it. I use it for art journaling, and I use it for just kind of like project layout, sketching things, for just kind of therapeutic journaling, meaning just like writing about how my day went. And I know for me, it's been very productive for me to do alongside planning. Now you can use this as bullet journaling and putting kind of planner stuff in there. Like here's an example of some, I don't want to say retail bought because I got these from a company called May Designs. And these are sewn here on the binding, and then they're kind of flat books. This is an example of a daily agenda that you could get from May Designs. And I picked these up just recently when they were on super sale because they were on, I think, Good Morning America, because some years ago they were indicated as one of Oprah's favorite things, and you kind of know how that works out. But you know, they're really good design, they're really beautiful. Here's an example of another book that I've shown in other videos, which is a calligraphy or hand lettering kind of a book. And May Designs, they're pretty fast at filling orders, and then they have beautiful cover options, and then you also get to pick the inside of your planner or just notebook. They come with grids and all sorts of things, and that you can even get your initials put on it, but I never get that done. But anyway, this is an example of an insert that you could use in a Traveler's Notebook, so like something like this. And the way that you know it's a Traveler's Notebook is because it has, let me see here if I can show you. It has like elastics here in the center. This is the easiest way for me to kind of pull it. It has elastics there, okay? You can actually make Traveler's Notebook covers. They're really easy to make. Maybe I will try and do a tutorial on that sometime. I've made some in the past, and you can, if you look in actually my past videos, you can see some of the examples of the Traveler's Notebooks that I've made in the past. This is called a passport size, or maybe like a personal size, and these are all leather and hand sewn. And see, here is the Traveler's Notebook part of it. Like it has these elastic cords. The Reset Girl is another really great person to look at her videos because she did like a Traveler's Notebook one-on-one. It's a really long video, but it's a great thing for you to watch just like on a an afternoon, or you can even listen to it as you're working. I like to do that actually. I like podcasts, but I like to actually listen to videos. And then if I'm interested, then I'll look over at them. So anyway, so these are my two current Traveler's Notebook setups, or just art journaling and journaling setups. And the reason why I really enjoy journaling, art journaling, is because you might have heard the term maybe around and about the planner community, or on other videos called something called a brain dump. There's another thing that people have called it, a brain, or like a daily download. And that's just a way for you to kind of like get out anything that you might have kind of on your mind before you go to sleep. And that's a great way, actually, it's a great therapeutic way for you to, I don't know, just clear your mind and then start fresh the next day. So these are 4 inserts that I made just this past weekend. And what I did is I went to Michael's, and I mean, you could go to any craft or art store if you want to. You don't even have to go, you know, there. You could go to scrapbook.com, which is a really great company that I like to order from sometimes. But the great thing about Michael's or Hobby Lobby is that you can buy and pick out and see like really beautiful scrapbook paper that's always inspiring to me, either in these big huge paper pads, and you can always get just a 40% off coupon, And you can turn these papers in this book here. You don't have to use them for scrapbooking. You can use them for bookmaking. These are more specialty papers that I bought individually, but when I say I bought them individually, they were no more than like $1 a piece. And especially like I used coupons, used the Michaels app, and that really helped to offset the cost. So the way that you make a book like this, it's called a staple bound book, okay? You're gonna wanna pick out some cover material. I used something that is a little bit of a heavy cardstock, and then this is gold foil because I just love gold foil. This is gold foil as well. It's like that whole be a pineapple, wear a crown, be sweet on the inside theme that's kind of trending right now. And this just has very standard sort of paper on the inside, and I can do collage work in here, or I can write. This, my daughter very astutely put, because we make books. We make our own books sometimes for homeschooling. But see how it's really glittery and sparkly, and then it has a lace overlay. She said it kind of looks like a fancy snakeskin, which I think is kind of cool because it kind of blends the elements of beautiful design of like the vintage lace that's trending right now, and then with the glitter, and then with like the animal skin effect that is also trending. All three items that are trending right now. Well, that said, sorry, I'm gonna like mention when things are trending just because I'm a marketing geek, and it's part of my job actually to know what markets and different sorts of things look like and what's trending. So anyway, so this is a book that I made, and what you do is you simply take a piece of scrapbook paper. Let me show you one that you could like use. Okay, this is a single sheet of scrapbook paper that I bought for like, I don't know, 50 cents. All you're gonna do is you're going to fold it in half and crease it really sharp, okay, just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever paper that you want to. Like for example, this paper is just mixed media paper that I got from one of my favorite bulk art supply companies. It's a lot cheaper than like Michaels, and sometimes you can save on shipping. And this is called Blick sulfite paper. You're going to fold this in half, okay? Fold this in half. Fold your cover in half. You want to fold each paper individually. And then what you want to do is you want to nest them. Nesting means you kind of lay them inside of themselves, okay? So see how it's all connected there at the binding with staples? You're just going to nest them. And then after they're all nested, then what you're going to do is you're going to, where did my long arm stapler go? It's like a major element of this. Here we go. This is called a long arm stapler. You might have seen this before in libraries. This is, sorry, this is very cheap to buy. It's only like 10 bucks right now on Amazon, or at least the price really fluctuates, but this is great for everyday stapling as much as it's great for bookmaking. And Boss Stitch staples are my favorite staples to use. They're the most heavy duty and just like high quality. And that's what I use to make all of my books, all of my inserts. So that's kind of what you do. And let me show you actually kind of what it looks like to have the different leaves, so the different pages folded individually. And like I've done in other videos, just because I don't like to use a bracket, I like to be able to kind of control the angle of which I'm filming, so I like to do a handheld camera sort of effect. Let me show you kind of what it looks like nested and then stapled. Okay, so this would be like my cover here that I have creased, and then these would be like my individual sheets, okay, that I have just folded and creased nice and sharp along that edge. And when you nest the paper, this is what you do. Okay, I'm going to open this up here like this. I'm going to open these up here like this. Oops, I'm doing this one-handed, guys, so that's why it's a little bit hard for me to do this. You're just going to nest them. Okay, lay them kind of open. And I know that it might seem weird. It's like, why don't you just fold all of the papers all at once together? And that's just because from a fabrication point of view, meaning like assembling something, it's going to give you a much cleaner, more beautiful kind of assembly if you actually crease the pages individually and then kind of lay them inside of themselves, nesting the paper like this, okay? So then what you would do is you would put this cover on here like this, okay? And then you would open up this here, and with this long arm stapler, you're going to just slide it in and then staple that edge, okay? And then of course, this is like big, huge, giant. Then you can cut this however you want. And the best way that I have found to actually cut paper that is like this, I mean, you could get a paper cutter if you really, really wanted to, but you don't need to do that. You could just as well get, I like clear rulers, so here's just an old Erin Condren ruler that I have, just because I have used her products before. But you could get this just as well in like the drawing tools section of like your local arts and crafts or something, or in an engineering sort of a section of like thing. So you just lay this down, you're gonna press down really, really hard, and when you're pressing, you're gonna take a razor blade. Make sure that you have something underneath of your table, like a cutting mat, or you can even put magazines or something, and then you would just slice this. And you just wanna do one clean motion like this over and over again. Like I said, make sure that you don't have like your flat surface underneath because you could damage the table. You just wanna put something else underneath of it, like you could use foam board, anything. And then you'll get a nice clean cut, just like that. And that's basically how you make a flat, staple-bound book like this. It's really, really super easy and it's really fun. And one of the things that I really love about bookmaking is that you can make the pages anything that you want them to be. It's going to be really hard for this camera to kind of pick up on this, but this book right here, this actually has pages on the inside that are canvas sheets. These are called canvas paper. I don't know if you can see the texture on that. So there's considerably less pages in here, but I wanted to do a book where I could do paintings on the inside, but not have to do things like prep the paper. If you are a working artist or you've taken art classes, then you might understand that, basically meaning just sew the paper. I wanted to be able to paint with acrylics and other things in here, and I wanted to have like kind of a carry-along book for me to do paintings if I wanted to, because I'm a classically trained painter and I also teach it. So, so that said, you know, you can make your own books. You don't have to buy them from May Designs if you don't want to, or Michael's even. There's something really beautiful about the art of bookmaking, or just the design of bookmaking. You can originate your own traveler's notebook, so this style, okay, with the elastic there. You can originate your own inserts. And I think that that's really, really fun and special. It's a great activity for families to do. It's great to do for homeschooling, just because you could literally take something like this. You could design and then write and illustrate your own book. And then literally you have a book that you have written, you have illustrated, that you have made entirely yourself. It's very, very, very exciting. Now, I know how to do this because I'm an art and design teacher, and I also look at a lot of YouTube videos, and since I didn't do like a step-by-step sort of instruction here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link in the down bar a really, really great step-by-step instruction tutorial from one of my very favorite YouTubers in the world. Her name is C Lemon. Her name is Jennifer at C Lemon, and she did a fantastic tutorial on bookmaking, specifically this kind of bookmaking. So if you want a little more of a step-by-step tutorial that's beautifully edited and just a joy to watch, then I can link that in the down bar for you to see that. Something else I wanted to mention, so bookmaking, because I always love to teach a little bit as I do instruction, bookmaking is considered to be, you know, a work of art as much as a work of craft, I guess, and design. It's where kind of all things come together. Art is something that is, metaphorically, it asks the question. It kind of maybe doesn't leave things open-ended, like if you've ever seen abstract art, you're not really sure what it might be. So art begs for questions, design provides solutions and answers, and crafts are different than art or design because what they do is they create something that is meant to be used in the everyday capacity. So like pottery is considered to be a craft, bookmaking definitely could be a craft. What else? Let's see here. Crocheting is considered to be a craft. Art, something that is just strictly art, is something that is just meant to be kind of marveled at for the purpose of aesthetics. And of course design. Design would be something that does have a real sort of a purpose. Like this would be like kind of a work of design. It does have a real sort of purpose, but it also has like kind of mechanisms and things in it. And it seeks to be a solutions-based sort of a tool. So So that said, I really hope that you enjoyed this video that's a little bit different, a little bit of a hybrid kind of a DIY, but I hope that it inspired you maybe to make your own books for your traveler's notebook, since that's kind of one of the newest trending things, which I think is really cool. Anytime you can kind of make time to create and do things that help you to stay within planner peace is always a really positive and fun thing. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. I've noticed that there has been a new movement towards doing creative planning, creative journaling, art journaling, and I think that that's really exciting, just because I am formerly a classroom teacher of visual art and design, and I think that creative expression is a beautiful thing. I also think that it's incredibly productive to helping you maintain your own planner piece. I think that honestly, just about everybody and anybody, they need some sort of a creative outlet, and so doing bookmaking is a great way for you to kind of do two things at one time, killing two birds with one stone, just because it helps you to feel like you're kind of getting that out of your system, while it also creates something that's useful. As I mentioned in the video, there actually is a difference between art and design as much as craft. Craft is something that you make and it's meant for like everyday use, so like bookmaking would kind of fall a little bit in that category. Art is meant to be something that is aesthetically pleasing or helps to, I guess, embellish kind of a space, if you would like to put it, or enhance the beauty of a space. And then there's design, which should be considered to be something that is an answer to a question, or like a solution to a problem. So art asks the question, design provides an answer, and crafts help to make life more workable and maybe more pleasant. So that said, I hope that this video was helpful for you, and that it shows you that you can create and design your own kind of planner piece. And sometimes it doesn't have to do with you going out and buying a really kind of fancy, kind of hyped up planner that other people are using. That you can actually design and create your own planner piece, and it's not hard, it's also really, really fun and really engaging. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Thank you so much for watching my video today. If you would like to not miss out on the next one, then make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next one. And if you want to connect with me in a more real-time, individual sort of a way, then please reach out to me on Instagram. I will link everything in the down bar.